I'm ready.
I will introduce, then you start, madam, please.
Okay, sir.
Just wait. Please unmute yourself. Later I say to you, please mute for some time. Yes, madam, please. Start, principal, sir. So, very good evening to you all. Shri Kumarswami, Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, District Latur. It's organized a world record series 2. It's a daily webinar series. Today we are completing 345th day of the long series. And the topic for today's presentation is emotional intelligence. Now the topic is going to present for today's session. The keynote speaker is on dais Honorable Mrs.T.Ilakkiya ma'am. So first of all, I welcome to you, madam, for this platform. I welcome the chief organizer of the series, Principal M.B.A.M.A sir. Also welcome the faculty members from my college and all those dear participants. As I have mentioned, the topic for today's presentation is an emotional intelligence. Now let me introduce in short today's keynote speaker, Honorable T.Ilakkiya ma'am. She completed her MA education, also completed MBA, as well as a PhD holder, and also completed postgraduate diploma in labor law. Presently serving as an assistant professor at the Department of Management Studies. She is from Shri Sairam Institute of Technology, Chennai, India. So with this brief introduction, now I request you, madam, please start your presentation on the topic EI, emotional intelligence. You are most welcome.
Very good evening to honorable present here. Actually, this is my next, this is my second webinar in this world record series. So, first of all, I would like to say my thanks to Bedkar sir for giving me another opportunity to share my thoughts on some topic like emotional intelligence, which is very hot topic nowadays. So, very happy and excitement for getting this opportunity to share my thoughts on this EQ. Shall I share my screen, sir? Thank you. So today I'm going to give a lecture or give my thoughts on emotional intelligence in workplace. So why I have taken this or why I have chosen this topic is nowadays emotional intelligence is playing a vital role when you're getting into the organization as a HR or the people from management background. They must know or they must have that awareness about that emotional intelligence, why it is important, how it is important, where it is important, that they have to know. On those days, the people or the candidates, those who have applied for the job, have been assessed by only because of that IQ, how far they are being eligible to do the job or to carry out the job. So that much extent they have given the importance. Nowadays, the scenario become changed. How far they are being unique from others. So for that, they have to assess or they have been assessed by this concept called emotional intelligence. First, you must know what do you mean by EQ or EI. So the first one, you must know about the IQ, that is intellectual level of ability. How far you can able to do the things, and how you are having that capability to analyze some sort of a situation and all. Whereas emotional intelligence is something different from IQ, and it is much important nowadays. Actually, emotional intelligence is nothing but it's all about the ability or the capacity one must have in order to control their emotions in the given scenario. For example, imagine that you are a student or you are an employee of one company or in one organization where your superior used to praise you or used to appreciate something what you have done in the organization, for which you will be getting some sort of a appreciation from your employees, or some may get rewards, monetary or non-monetary, whatever may be, for which you will be getting a appreciation from your superior and the team members or the colleagues in the organization. So in that occasion, you will feel that excitement and the happiness. Whereas intellectual ability is something but how you can achieve or how you can attain your goals, that much. But emotional intelligence something different from IQ, where how you are supposed to have your control over your emotions, what actually you are having in the given scenario. Okay, let it be the another example that your superior or a boss used to fire you for not doing up some sort of a job or for not doing the things in a proper way and all. So in that extent, you cannot deny or you cannot ignore them. Instead, you have to accept. You have to accept the situation and how you have to manage yourself. That you must know. That ability or the quality is called as emotional intelligence. If you don't know how to handle the situation, if it is hard or if it is critical to you people, you cannot survive in the organization, and you cannot simply deny the thing what actually they have given, or what they have scolded for, right? So first you have to realize your state and where you are and how you have to change. So from this examples, I think you people came to know that what is the emotional intelligence is all about. It is about the ability how you are dealing the things with others, how you have to behave in the given scenario, how you have to control over your emotions, what actually you are having about something or towards something. So that is all about emotional intelligence. Let me see some sort of glimpses and definition of emotional intelligence. So as I have stated that emotional intelligence is a term created by two researchers, Peter Salovey and John Mayer, and popularized by Dan Goleman in his 1996 book of the same name. Yes, so actually this is the topic, or this is the concept was coined by these two researchers, Peter Salovey and John Mayer. Actually, this topic or this concept has been popularized by Dan Goleman in his book. That is, he was used this concept. He was used this word in his book called working with emotional intelligence. So he was the first man who was used this concept in his book 1996. In the year 1996, the book name is working with emotional intelligence. So because of him only, this concept got popularized. We know that before 1995, this concept was not evolved. After 1995, it became popularized by this man Don Goldman, right? So he has mentioned about this emotional intelligence. That is, he has defined some sort of a thing about emotional intelligence. So the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves and for managing others well in ourselves and in relationship. Yes, so how you are supposed to look about yourself. That is, emotional intelligence it is all about the ability one must have, how you are supposed to look into about yourself and how you are watching about others, or how you are supposed to deal with others. So it is all about emotional intelligence, which is very 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 required one in the organization when comparing a IQ. Yeah, the person who is having a less emotional intelligence won't be hired nowadays by the employee. So this is a scenario which is existing where we are actually competing, right? So in the job market where you are searching for the job, the employer's preference will be like the people those who are having a high level of EQ will be preferred, right? So that is the thing. So likewise, emotional intelligence is also playing a vital role in recruiting people in the organization as a HR perspective. So, what are the components of EQ or a EI? So, what makes this concept called emotional intelligence? The first one is self-awareness. The second one is empathy, and the third one is social skills. The fourth one is self-regulation, and the fifth one is motivation. So, self-awareness. So that is how you are seeing about yourself. What is the self-image you are having about yourself? Some of the people are lagging about their own evaluation. That is, the many of the people are not doing their self analysis. What is their strength and weaknesses? They're not even aware about their plus and minuses. That should not be right. So being a person, if you want to succeed in your life, it can be your career path or it can be your personal life, right? One must know about their plus and minuses, right? Being a teacher, we people insist always the students to have that self analysis in order to know about their plus and minuses, right? So I often used to tell my students to have that self analysis part, right, in order to convert their weaknesses or in order to convert their negatives into a plus. How you are supposed to convert that weaknesses, what actually you are having in your mind, how you can able to convert that weakness into a plus, that you have to keep up. So likewise, I have mentioned many times to my students to have that self analysis part. So likewise, each and every person or being an individual, you must know about yourself, how you are, what sort of the person you are, what sort of the characteristics you are having, what is the features you are having within yourself, that you have to, whether you are having more positive things or more negatives, how you can reduce that negatives and how you can able to convert that negative into a positive, that you have to know what kind of a person you are having, what kind of a person you are having, or what sort of the characteristics you are having, that you must know. So this is all about will coming under that part, that is self awareness. You must have that awareness about yourself. Without analyzing yourself, you cannot deal with other people in the organization. We know that in the organization, the people from different characteristics, they are working together in order to reach our goals. So you must know about yourself before getting into the organization. You must know that characteristics, what sort of a thing you are having actually within yourself, that you must know. The next we have is empathy. We know that empathy is nothing but seeing the things from others' point of view. For example, imagine you are a superior of organization or you are a manager of organization. In that aspect, if your subordinate is asking for some sort of a leave or some sort of a thing, whatever may be, maybe that person is reporting to you. So in that aspect, if he is asking for something, you must know or you must have that capability or ability to understand from others' point of view also, why they are requiring this leave or why they are requiring that particular thing, why they are asking for, why they are opting for that, you must know. So having that empathy, through which you will come to know how sort of the people or how the particular person have to come up with that particular role, right? So that you must know. So being a person or being a HR, you must have that empathy over others, through which we can avoid or we can reduce the conflicts which has been raised in the organization. The next we have is social skills. So social skills is nothing but how you have to coping up with others. Being a person, being an individual in the organization, how you have to cope up with the people, those who are there, irrespective of roles and designations or the qualifications, whatever they are having, and irrespective of experience also, right? So how you have to cope up, how you are supposed to be fit in the organizational point of view, that you have to know. So that skill, what a manager must possess when he is going or when he is getting into the organization. The next we have is self-regulation, right? So it is another thing. Actually, nowadays, people, that is the people, those who are being a manager or a boss or a superior in the organization, they not even know, right? They just instruct the rules and regulations or procedures only to the employees, and they are not they too. I mean, they people also coming under that category. They are liable to stick on the rules and regulations, but they are not ready to accept that they are also liable to follow the same. They think that they are like bosses and they are like instructors. They can give only the orders and instructions to the employees. Instead, they also stick on the rules and regulations. They're not even aware about it. So that is another thing. So once one the people, those who are there in the top level management, when they are trying to execute something, when they are trying to implement something in the organization, first they have to stick on that thing, what actually they want to intend, what actually they want to regulate in the organization that they have to keep up. So the next we have is motivation. Yes, so being a superior or being a leader of any organization or any team or a concern, so they must have that ability or they must have that influence to motivate others, right? So for example, some of the employees, they feel that I am not having a good boss or I am not having a good leader. Reason behind that, they are not ready to motivate the employees, right? So they feel that they want to sit, they want to sit as a boss and giving orders and instruction only. Instead, they have to give the guidance. Whenever it is required, they must have that responsibility, or they must realize that they are having that responsibility to motivate the employees, to guide the employees whenever it requires, right? So this is also another factor through which the emotional intelligence will be exhibited or implemented in the organization. So these are the major factors, or these are the major interrelated components through which we can implement the emotional intelligence, or we can improve the emotional intelligence within ourselves in the organization. The next we have is the emotional competence framework, which is consisting of self-awareness, motivation, empathy, self-regulation, and social skills. So what we have discussed so far, that has been given in a picturized format. So self-awareness, as I said, it is consisting of emotional awareness, accurate self-assessment, and self-confidence. And the motivation, again, achievement drive, commitment, initiative, optimism. So it is all about maximum. This concept has been evolved and exhibited the relationship between the superior and subordinate, because through which only, or it is considered to be a channel through which we can execute or implement the emotional intelligence in the organization. The next we have is benefits of EI or EQ. So what are the benefits we can experience in the organization if we have, or if we have a chance of increasing the emotional intelligence concept in the organization? The first one is improved intelligence. So why we have given that, why we can experience that improving in intelligence level is, once we initiate or once we improve that emotional intelligence in the organization, in the mindset of our employees or the people in the organization, surely we can experience that we can feel a good health atmosphere or good climate condition which is going to be prevailed in the organization, through which we can reduce the conflict which has been arised in the organization. So through which we can feel that the productivity of the production and the productivity of the effectiveness, whatever may be in the organization, will be increased. So through which we can experience the more or improved productivity and effectivity of the organization. So the next we have, as I said, better conflict resolution. Yes, it is going to be an instrument through which we can reduce the conflict which has been raised in the organization. Since we are keeping a good relationship among the employees, surely the organization will be in a good climate condition. So we cannot experience any negative impact on the productivity or the overall quality of the organization. Instead, we can experience only the healthy atmosphere over there, which we can make it prevailing in the organization. So the next we have is enhanced leadership abilities. Yes. So if any organization, or if the employees, those who are working in the organization, is having a good emotional intelligence within themselves, surely it will lead that the leadership quality also will be improved. There we can say that the leaders is going to be good leaders, or they are going to become a good leaders, because if there is any, if there is, if where we can existing, or where we can experiencing emotional intelligence level which is prevailing in the organization, surely the leaders must be a main or major influences to implement the same in the organization, right? So there we can experience, or there we can feel only a good leaders in the organization, through which we can enhance the overall productivity of the organization. So the next we have is increased empathy and understanding. As we know that being an influencer or being a good leader, they must have that good empathy and good understanding. Then only they can able to raise the problem if it is anything arised, or if they want to give any guidance to the employees, they can. So surely it will lead to the positive path in the organization. So the next we have is misconceptions about emotional intelligence, right? So some of the people said that these are the misconceptions that about emotional intelligence which is prevailing in the organization. So that should not be. The first one, we can say that many people are not aware about what is all about the emotional intelligence, how it must be prevailing in the organization, or how it has to be executed or initiated in the organization, that they are not even know. So the first one, the misconception what actually we are having or come across is it's just about being nice to everyone and thinking positively. No, it is not at all about being nice to everyone and thinking only in a positive manner. No. So thing is that you must understand what is all about, what is the existing situation, how you have to cope up, how you have to behave, where you are supposed to behave, how you have to express your thing, everything you must know, right? So that is about your emotional intelligence. As we know that emotional intelligence is nothing but having a control over your emotions. What sort of emotions you are having, that you must know. When you have to cry, when you have to get angry, where you are supposed to express your feelings, where you should not disclose your feelings, that you must know. So that is the way through which you can grab and you can gain your emotional intelligence whenever it is required in the organization, right? So when some of the people think that maybe the situation may force them to feel cry or to feel bad, and some of the people they should not disclose anything, but they used to disclose. No, they should not be. Instant, when you are supposed to manage, or when you have to disclose everything, that you must know. So that is all about emotional intelligence. The next we have is, it means letting emotions run freely, being completely robotic. No, it should not be. It has to be systematic. When you have to express your things, that you have to, and before that you must have that realization, for which you need that ability to know about your plus and minuses. That is, you must know that what you have done is correct or not. You must have that realization in your mind. Then only you can say that whether you have to cope up with the same, or you should avoid or reduce. That you have to know. So that intelligence level is called as emotional intelligence. The next thing we have is, women are better at it. No, not like that. It should not be, because women is why the people are mentioning about the women gender is because the people generally psychologically we know that people are having a more patient when comparing a men, so we cannot lose their temper easily. So in that aspect, emotional intelligence is nothing but the managing emotions. So in that perspective, maybe to some extent women are better than men, but it is not correct, or it is not I mean, it is not we cannot come to the conclusion that women are only better thing. Instant, we can, to some extent they can have that bareness comparing a men. So in that aspect they may keep some more emotional intelligence level within themselves. It's connected with intellectual or cognitive abilities, yes, but to some extent only we can justify this thing. But intellectual is purely based about the analytical thinking, what actually you are having, that is what is your depending upon your capacity we can connect. Instant, we cannot blindly say that it is all about intellectual or cognitive abilities. Next we have is, it's fixed or genetic. No, it's actually it is not fixed or a genetic. It is all about how you are learning, or how you are seeing the things, how you are perceiving the things, how you are interpreting the same, what actually you are perceived from others, how you are behaving, and what actually you are gaining from out of others. That is all about. So by paying attention, you are grasping something, you are learning something by listening something, out of which what you have learned or what you have perceived and how you have perceived, how you have been interrupted, or how you are just giving that justification towards something. It's all about compiling that evolved or leading to a emotional intelligence, what actually you are having within yourself. So this is all about misconceptions about EI. So the next we have is strategies for implementing EI in the workplace. Yes. So these are the things through which, these are the methods through which we can implement the EI in the workplace, since it is very important to the employees in the organization. So the first one is leadership development. Yes. So if you want to, maybe some of the leaders are coming under, democratic style of leadership. They are following, or they are sticking on some sort of a democratic leadership. We know the meaning of democratic leadership. So the people, those who are coming under the democratic leadership, the people used to leave the space to the employees or a subordinates to give their feedback and opinions and feelings about something. For example, your company or your management want to implement some sort of a policy or the rules, right? So in that aspect, some of the leaders or some of the people, the manager may ask their subordinates also to give their feedback against that particular rules, which is they are going to implement soon in the organization. So in that case, the subordinates also will be getting a chance to give their feedbacks and reviews and evaluation, whatever may be towards that particular thing. So in that aspect, so if they have given any objections, if they have raised anything against that particular rules and all, the democratic leader will raise the same and to revert to the top level management about that particular rules, what actually they have intention to implement. So likewise, the communication channel will be like uh, downwards to upward. So if any organization is having that downward to upward communication direction, means surely that company is in directive path, that is positive path, that is all about the company is in a good health condition. So that way, so developing leadership skills in the manager mindset and effective utilization of leadership skill set, one can implement the EA in the organization. That is, he is going to be a role model or an inspiration to the subordinate, through which we can experience the good health condition over there in the organization. So the next we have is training programs. Yes, so we can impart some sort of a training programs whenever we are having a chance or we are conducting a training programs in the organization. We can give that chance to the employees to know or to know about EI, through which we can impart the concept in their mindset, right? So by providing such kind of a training, they will come to know how they have to behave in the organization, why they have given a such or such importance towards that particular topic. They will come to know, through which they will learn the EI in the organization. So the next we have is feedback and coaching. Yes. So whenever there is a need or whenever there is a chance to talk with the employees, right? So for example, some of the organization may keep or they may keep a practice that every 6 months they have to, they have given some sort of a feedback form to the employees to know about their job satisfaction level and all. So likewise, the company used to keep some sort of a questions and can give it to the employees in order to get their feedback. How far they are being happy with the work, how they are being engaged, how they are enjoying in the workplace, what where they are lagging, how they have to, how they what they are expecting from the organization, how they want to accommodate with the employees. Everything they can get from the feedback. Out of that feedback, what they have collected from the employees, if there is anything that has to be important, means they can include in the next thing, right? So in the next plan or something like that. So if they ask for any training or any new technique they want to learn, means through coaching, that is, some of the people can come and train the people or the employees over there in the organization, so through which we can implement the EA in the workplace. The next we have is when we are importing or when we are implementing the EA in the organization, surely it will create a positive work environment, right? So there we can feel that we will be in a good health condition, that is the organization will be in a good health condition, through which we can improve the productivity of the organization. So it is also helps to increase self reflection. It's nothing but self image, right? Being an individual, how you have to supposed to become, or how you have to cope up with the others, how you have to behave, what sort of the characteristics you can get, and how you have to remove the negative, right? So everything will be given in this training program, right? So likewise we can, it helps, this is the concept through which we can know about more about others, that are not only others, about ourselves also. So next we have is conflict resolution training. That is all about so through importing this EA, we can reduce that conflicts. So by giving such kind of a training, we can give that conflict resolution also. So some of the people, those are having a same same characteristics or same features within themselves, they can able to collaborate within the organization, whereas the people are having a different features, they cannot be collaborate. So there we cannot experience a good teamwork. It will lead to the negative path, right? So that should not be. So for which, what sort of the training we have to impart or we have to provide to the employees, that we have to. So the next we have is emotional support resources. Here, emotional support resources is nothing but it's all about the counseling, right? So in many we can see that many manufacturing organization is having their own counselor or HR, right? So or the psychiatrist within their premises itself, because they are ready to give that emotional support to the employees. Maybe some of the people are not feeling good, or they are not being satisfied with the work, or they are not being engaged with the organization, there they used to give that counseling if it is required and all. So in that aspect, they will feel free, and they can share everything towards that particular work premises or the job, whether they like or not, everything they will be disclosed. So in that aspect, we can rectify the thing what actually they are facing, where they are lagging, right? So in that aspect, employer may assist this kind of a counselor or a psychiatrist within the work premises. So that is depending upon the business unit or the business size of the organization. So the next we have is promote work-life balance. Yes. So when you are possessing, or when you are having that enough EI, or when you are strong enough EI level, surely it will promote your work-life balance, right? So you can know how you are supposed to balance your work with your life, that is your personal life, where you are supposed to spend time, when you have to, and you will come to know that quality time, I mean, which you want to spend with the family, and how you have to be dedicated towards the work when you are at work, or when you are at job, or when you have assigned some sort of a job. Everything will come to know once you have that quality of being, or I mean, as having that emotional intelligence within yourself. Led by example, that is, being a leader of any concern, he or she must be an influencer. Apart from being influenced, so the particular person is going to be an inspired one to the subordinate. Then only the employees will feel that I must have this kind of a person, or my leader or my team leader is my inspiration or an inspired one. Likewise, they must have, or you must create that mindset in the mindset of the employees. Then only they'll feel that they are being secured, or they are at a comfortable zone, and they can be satisfied with the work what actually they have assigned, or what they have given, right? So that has to be, so through which we can increase the EI. So the next we have is recognition and reward system. Yes, when you are giving that recognition and reward system in the organization, you can motivate the employees, through which you can experience the people, right? So you can experience the people, and I mean, feel that yes, I am being recognized, my work what I have done, for which I got received some sort of a reward. So for that, I have to work even more better in the upcoming days. Likewise, they will feel that positive mindset, right? When they are being worked, I mean, when they are being recognized in the organization. So through which they will be getting accommodated with the environment, and they will follow all sort of rules and regulations in the organization. Directly, indirectly, it will motivate the employees to have more EI in the mindset or in the organization. So the next we have is regular check-ins. So that is all about your that is, when you are getting into the organization, how you are supposed to behave, what is the thing you are having in the mindset, what is the expectation you are having, what is the recommend of the employer, how you are competing with their task what they have assigned. So that is also create that EI within yourself. For example, some of the organization may give some sort of awards like best employer, or a best marketer, best sales manager, likewise. So some sort of requirements which has been fulfilled by the employee in the organization, surely they has to be recognized. But I mean, it won't be any reward or a monetary or something. Instead, it can be, right? So through which we can increase that EA level in the organization. So the next step we have is continuous improvement. Yes. So whatever may be the process which is coming under that management concept, it is going to be an ongoing process or a continuous improvement. So each and every time we have to measure that efficiency or effectiveness of the particular process, through which where we are lagging, what we are supposed to increase, or what we are supposed to add it up in order to reach the overall objectives or the goals of the organization. So every management process is going to be a never-ending process or an ongoing process. So that will lead to a continuous improvement. So by implementing a EA, maybe it is a tough task in the organization nowadays. Surely it is going to give a continuous improvement to the organization growth. So the next thing we have is tips for building leadership management skills in teams. That is how you are supposed to build that leadership relationship. That is your EI. How you are going to, how you are going to build that quality in the organization when we are working as a team or a group in as a whole in the organization. So the first one is you first have that quality to pay attention to others. When someone is talking, when someone is saying something, first you must have that pay attention. You are supposed to be paid attention towards something. That is, when someone is teaching you, someone is talking to you, first you must have that ability to listen others, so through which you can get interacted by others, interacted with others, and you can share your thoughts and feelings, and you can experience what actually they have given. So the first thing you must have is listening skills. The next we have is learn to recognize emotion in others, right? So it's nothing but your empathy. You must have that empathy over others, then only you can understand that what sort of the people they are, how they are being, why they have done this, why they are not being feeling felt like this. So likewise you can have that feel over others, so that quality will be imbibed within yourself. Surely you will come to know how you can able to understand, how you can able to understand about others. The next we have is set clear expectations. What is your expectations or requirements from the management, yes, from the management, and what actually their expectation from you people as an employee, right? So that you have to, so based on the requirements of the employer, you have to equip yourself and mold yourself, then only you can achieve the organization goal and you will be recognized in the organization. So the next we have is ask question. That is, if you have any doubt, you are not being clear about your role or responsibility and the practices which are prevailing in the organization, there you have to raise the questions, right? You should not have any frustration or hesitation to ask against the management or something like that. But the way where you are supposed to and how you are supposed to asking a question or raising a question is important, that you have to keep up. Develop shared values. That is, what are the cultural diversity is prevailing there in the organization, how you have to equip yourself to fit into the organization in order to experience the organizational things, right? So you should not detach from the organization. Instead, you have to be mingled and collaborate with the people those who are there in the organization. So the value what actually they have possesses, that has to be developed within your mindset. The next thing we have is use price. So price, being a superior of any organization, you must have the ability and responsibility to appreciate the employees. You should not open your mouth for giving scoldings or instruction and all. Instead, you have to know the responsibility, who you are in the organization, what are the roles you are performing. So in that aspect, you have to appreciate the people whenever they have done or whenever they have doing the things in a greater manner. So that you have to. So be a leader, not a boss. Yes. So be a leader is something, but you must have that ability to influence other in order to make the things happen. Instead, you should not be a boss giving only instructions and orders to the employees. So each and every employee, those who are expecting their superior, should be a leader, not a boss. That you have to keep up. So the next we have is yes, EI, a hot topic again. So it is nowadays is gaining a biggest importance when comparing IQ, right? So as we had discussed, many of the employees are having a low level EQ. Surely that they won't be hired by the employees nowadays. So that is another thing. So it become emerged a hot topic in recent years in order to the impact which has been created over our personal and professional. So one who want to succeed in his life professionally or personally, they must have that EA within themselves in a very strong perspective in order to cope up with the situation where they are existing. So the next we have is how to improve emotional intelligence in workplace. So overall, as a whole, how we can improve that intelligence level in the workplace. So the first one is, so they must know that self-analysis. Being an individual, they must know the self-analysis. Being an organization, so they must know about their strength and weaknesses of the organization. So once you identify your weaknesses, surely you have to put effort, put more effort in order to convert your weakness into a strength. That you have to. So the next we have is review your history. What is your history or what is your evolution? How you have been brought it down or how you have been evaluated, evoluted, that you have to. So based on the history, what actually you are having, you can improve your EA to the next level. The next we have is receive feedback. As we said, at a short span of time or based on the business process which is carrying out, you must take or you must collect the feedback from the employees and employer and the people those who are working in the middle level management and whoever may be. By getting or by collecting a feedback from the employees, the company will come to know how far the employees are being satisfied, how they are doing the things in the organization, where they have to put effort or where they have to make some more investments and all, they have to know. So the next we have is practice daily. Yes. So you have initiated something, you have implemented, you are trying to implement something for which you have to have that practice daily. That is, you are supposed to practice the things whenever it is possible. That has to be practiced. Then only it will become a part of routine through which you can improve the emotional intelligence in the workplace of the organization. So it is a case I have just inserted here for your glance. That is, actually Career Builder polled 2,662 private sector US hiring manager about their priorities. So they have actually conducted this survey in which the many employers from US, that is from private sector US people, have given their responses towards that. 34% of hiring manager are placing greater emphasis on emotional intelligence when hiring and promoting employees. Yes, so when hiring a people, or when the employer or the management try to give a promotion to the employees, they will take into a 34% of hiring manager will give importance to only to EQ, not IQ, what actually they are having, right? So next one is 71% value emotional intelligence in an employee more than IQ. Yes. So emotional intelligence again play a vital role when comparing IQ. The people, those who are having a low level IQ, but they are having a high level EQ, means surely that high level EQ people will be recruited, will be hired by the employer, right? So the employer mindset is like how the people are supposed to behave within the organization, through which we can assess. We can make them give, we can make them to learn something by giving, by imparting something, by providing some sort of a training in order to change or in order to increase their IQ. Whereas EQ can't be learned instant. It has to be gained. It has to be grabbed by the people, those who are being in the organization. So by concluding my talk over this emotional intelligence is, a high IQ alone is no longer enough. EQ is also that much. In fact, more important to succeed in your life. So hiring and recruiting, whatever may be the process which is placed in the organization, that has to be based on EQ, not IQ. So you are having a EQ, I mean, you are having a high level of IQ. It's not enough to update or to upgrade yourself in the organization. Whereas if you want to succeed in the organization, or if you want to succeed in your life, professionally or personally, you must have a high level of EQ. That is a required one in the organization, and obviously in our life also. So with this, I'm concluding.
Thank you so much, madam, for the wonderful presentation on the topic emotional intelligence. You covered so much area regarding the topic. Now it's a time for discussion. Dear participants, if you have any query, please come ahead, discuss with keynote speaker. Dear participants, welcome Shukla sir, please.
Good evening, Dr. Detkar sir, Principal sir, Prashant sir. Am I audible? I'm little in a public place. Hello.
Yes,
Yes, sir, you
yes
are
sir,
audible.
yes, yes. You're
Yeah,
audible.
yeah. Thank you, madam. Wonderful presentation you have made. A very elaborative and really explore the subject of and the utility of this subject also. So wonderfully placed. In Bhagavad Gita also they are saying we should be Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna means we should not get excited with happiness and we should not fall in a depth of emotion after some sad incidents. So how to react in that particular situation where our emotion is getting stirred. So that is very important part what you have talked about. Yeah, definitely. Emotional intelligence, when we are talking about, if suppose we are keeping some new person at our organization, so here, is there any scale for emotional intelligence? That is my question. So we can judge over there and there only, or it is a perception. When we are taking interview, it is our perception that determines the things. So that is my basic question. It is just by interview process we have to assess, or we have to find out. Means the pre-placement, what we can say, interview. How we will judge this emotional intelligence? Thank you, ma'am.
Ilakkiya ma'am.
Yes, sir. Actually, depending on the qualitative and quantitative questions, what actually you have asked for candidates, you can determine your scale. That is the in
Ma'am,
assessment.
my question is there any standard format, which we
Likert,
can utilize?
yes, Likert scale you can utilize, sir. That is strongly agree,
Okay.
agree.
Ma'am,
Likewise.
can you put it the right spelling in the box so I can collect from there?
Okay, okay, sure, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And ma'am, wonderful presentation. Really, you explored the topic.
Thank you so
Few
much,
days
sir.
back, one of the person from Ismail Kaunsa Islamabad.
Okay.
She has talked about this subject, but I think you have covered most of the aspects. Even educational institute, it is so important. The students and everyone, we have to judge with the emotional intelligence. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sharon
Yes, sir.
Basappa, sir, please.
Sir,
Sharon
what
Basappa,
are
sir,
the emotional
would
feelings
you
in the
like to
difference
ask?
between, sir, Bullet? What are the emotional feelings in the difference between interview and exams, madam?
Sorry, sir. I can't hear you clearly.
What are the emotional feelings in difference between interview and exam times, madam?
Actually, emotional intelligence here, what I mean is in interview, your perception is going to based on the situation. That is, it is about how you are dealing with people in the given scenario. That is about your interview perspective. When comparing examination, it is all about yourself, your self image, how you are perceiving and how you are giving the answers, right? So it is all about self assessment. So that scenario will be totally different, how you
How
are
to
seeing about
stable
yourself.
and agree, madam?
Sorry, sir.
How it is stable and agree, madam? Interview and exams problem facing an
Sir,
emotional
please ask clear question. What do you want to say, please? Sharon
what
Basappa,
are
sir,
the
what do you
emotional
mean?
what are the emotional feelings in difference between interview and exams?
Maybe,
That how
maybe
madam explained, sir. That how madam explained.
Yes.
Anybody would like to ask? So thank you so much, Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir, Sharon Basappa, sir, for your nice queries and sharing some views. Now I request the chief organizer of the series, ideal principal, M.M. Betkar, sir. Please welcome to conclude the session. Please unmute, sir. We are not getting, sir, your voice. Principal, sir.
Betkar sir is not audible.
Prashant sir, can I ask one more question?
Yes, sir. Please welcome. Principal, sir, we are not getting your voice. Just keep it. Sharan Basappa, sir, please. Sorry, Shankaraya, sir, please ask.
Ji sir, ji. Firstly, I am very heartedly congratulation and out of thanks of the World Series. It is a great achievement of Dr. M.M. Betkar sir and all the teams, especially those who are anchoring day and day, Prashant sir, and all the participations. And today's keynote speaker, a very excellent explanation about the emotional intellectuality or intelligence. For my one question is there, I have confused. It may be explanation of their expression of the speeches, but can any technique to improve or develop the E means intellectuality or the emotional intelligence or any training or any training to develop our emotional intellectuality or intelligence. Can I believe that emotional intelligence is by the genes or education or rational thinking or rational decisions. These are these are the things, genes, education, and rational decisions are the improving our emotional intelligence or not. Please.
Sir, generally, actually, in our organization point of view, we'll be providing some sort of a on the job training and off the job training method, right? We are following up through which where actually the employee is in current situation, how we have to make them to get trained in the organization to accommodate with the organizational point of view. So through which we can make them to trained in order to do the work in the effective manner in future. So that is a one thing. So in that of the job method, we are having a concept called management games. So we used to give the situation to the employees. We will be called for a set of employees. We used to give some sort of a scenario, and we will be asking them to react or give the responses or a feedback. So by collecting the feedback, we will be giving the comments over there, how they have to react actually, how they are supposed to be there in the situation if it is prevailing. So likewise, we can make them to understand the concept, and through which we will giving a training to react or behave in the organization. It's my perspective. So it is a technique, I feel. And one more thing, that self-assessment test
Thank you,
we
madam.
can
Thank
conduct.
you. Can you believe a common? Yeah. Can you believe that common sense is not a common sense? The special man having a common sense. Are you
So
believe it or not? Once again, I will repeat it. Common sense is not a common sense. It is a special sense, special person or the special dignitaries or the personality having such a common sense. I think emotional EI is a control for the common sense. We doing a short temper, or we doing a mistake of common things, then it should be a emotional intelligence should be lost or the less. Are you agree?
yes, surely, because
Thank you.
to
Thank you, madam.
yes. Okay, thank you.
A very excellent answer, and you are very doing a deep and depth study about the such subject. I appreciate, and once again I appreciate for the total team, and especially Dr. M.M. Bedkar sir and their teams and hard work. I have saluted all these dignitaries. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Very good evening, everyone. I think it's time for Dr. Bedkar, but still I want 1 minute. As Shankarya sir, you were listening very patiently about this topic. So I think for the emotional intelligence, two basic things or two basic techniques we use is listen patiently. First of all, आप जितना ध्यान से सुनेंगे, whatever you are going to listen patiently, that increases or boosts your emotional intelligence. And the second thing or the second aspect is to communicate properly. How you communicate also boost up your emotional intelligence. Rather than that, there are 9 techniques which we carry as a major techniques for this. The basic thing is open-minded. You have to be. We most of the time we emphasize on empathy. But before empathy, the open-mindedness is also very important for that. As you communicating clearly, then try to be positive in your communication also boost up your emotional intelligence. So there are so many techniques. If you go and search it at the Google or anywhere else, you can find out it very easily. So be like, I think, Prashant. He always listens very carefully, Prashant. And that's the way out, the basic way out for the emotional intelligence. And that's what ma'am told this time also. Congratulations to everyone. The topic was excellent and really we have enjoyed a lot. God bless you
Thank
all.
you. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, really you are doing a good and very technical thoughts. I am very thankful of you.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Honorable Dr. Swami Shukla sir, Shankaraya sir, Sharan Basappa sir, and also our dear Supriti ma'am for your nice queries. I like to talk a sentence about Supriti ma'am. Ma'am, if you don't mind, whenever you talk, you ask or say something. Just I came to know the announcement which runs in the platform, etc. The same kind of voice comes from your side. So thank you so much. This was my explanation about you. So Priti ma'am, if you listening, don't mind,
Thank
please.
you. No, not at all. You can see me with PM also. I used to anchor over there too. So sometimes it's very,
Thank, thank,
reasonable. And thank you very much, Prashant. I really appreciate you and Dr. Betkar for the same. But
yes,
today,
yes. Thank you,
whatever you
ma'am.
are conducting is good for everyone.
So thank you to all. Principal sir, I mean, we are not getting his voice. So I thanks on behalf of the organizing committee member and also the chief organizer of the series, our ideal principal, M.M. Betkar sir. Ma'am, really it was very a wonderful lecture you explained today, that is emotional intelligence. I think you covered all those points, every details regarding the topic. What do you mean intellectual level, emotional intelligence? Then what is the misconceptions about the emotional intelligence, then different strategies to implement in AI, then the training programs and how to promote the work-life balance, and also the continuous improvement regarding the emotional intelligence. Now these points you covered in your lecture sincerely in a simple language, though it was speedily explained, but we understood a lot from your side, madam. Really, I'm very thankful once again to you for being with us and delivered a nice lecture. So thank you. I also thank the chief organizer, Honorable M.M. Betkar sir. Thanks from the faculty members of my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale sir, Dr. Deepika Dhaware ma'am, and others. And I should not forget, including this personality which I have named now, Shankar sir, Dr. Swami Shukla sir, Supriti ma'am, and also Sharan Basappa sir for your best introduction in the session. And heartily thanks all those dear participants who joins the series regularly and encourages us and helps to move the series ahead with your cooperation. So thank you so much. Once again, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. With the kind permission of the chief organizer, I declare the session is over. Thank you so much once again to you all.
Thank you. Thank you all.